So what up?
Hey Noble. Hi, Lotus. How are you guys? Um, I just want to address that lazy comment because this is like the third time I heard it today. I don't know how it is. I haven't really dated American men that much to really speak on it, especially within the black community. But the men who are providers, they really don't want you to work. They want you to live your best life. They want you to do the things, those natural roles that we talk about that most women in the American black community don't agree with. They want you to just do that. It's not laziness. Me personally, I have my degrees and I have my career and I have things, so I can't sit at home, right? But a lot of us, just because we getting our bills paid doesn't mean we're lazy. It just means the man's he wants to provide. That's all that is.
Yeah,
And I agree with you. So when I said the lazy comment, that was for the women who wants the men to provide everything for them and don't even want to like simply just cook a meal for your man. If you're able to cook, I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
live your best life. Go get catered, go get your, Brazilian waxes, nails done, brunches, whatever. But at the end of the day, you can still make sure the house is clean. You can still make sure the laundry done.
Absolutely.
So
Especially
that's
if
what
he
I meant
paying
about
all
the
the
lazy
bills, he
comment.
better come home to a hot meal. You better rub his
See what
back.
I mean?
Shoot.
Exactly. But
And
so we talking about the women who don't even want to do that. They just like, no, I'm a hot girl.
okay.
I'm a bad bitch. Like, why shouldn't you just
Okay.
cater to me? Yeah,
Okay,
that's
I wanted to
lazy.
clear that up because I was like, some guy yelled at me in the comments on another video today about was like, go get a job. Whole T, I have a whole business. So speak on the things you know about. But yeah, this conversation is just it's a little tiring. I know Noble, you do these lives and it's very informative, but from someone that's from outside of the community. I mean, I've lived in the U.S. for over 10 years now, so I guess I'm technically part of the community, but it's tiring to hear us have these conversations, which are like the basics as far as like the dynamic between man and woman, like every single like we've been having it, especially here on TikTok, for like months. It feels like and it's just it's like, aren't y'all tired? And the thing is, the roles and all these things that we're talking about, people do these stuff naturally. Like, think about it, the last time you saw a woman that was in love. She was right up under that man. She was listening to everything she said. If he said don't wear this, she ain't gonna wear it. If he said come hang out with me instead of your friend, she gonna do it. Like, y'all do this stuff anyway. Why are we arguing about it? Like,
Oh, okay, so that's good that you
I'm
said
so
that.
sick
So
of it.
so
Y'all
do you
giving me a
think
headache.
do y'all think, Auntie, how you doing? Auntie, we talking about the comments that you made about your viral
Hey.
video. Do you so with that being said, do you, if but like it's the women that are the ones that are on the internet saying all these things and have all these complaints. So are
And
they
that's
are
why I
they
don't
the
argue
ones
with
that
them
aren't in happy
anymore.
relationships then? Because
That, that
Lotus said, and like all the women said, like if a woman feels secure and this, that, and the third, certain things are just going to happen naturally out of love. So if they're either in relationships with a lot of men that they aren't in love with, or like what's going on.
can I answer that?
Yeah.
So Lotus made a really good point when she said, when a man makes you feel secure, he never has to tell you to submit because you're gonna do it naturally, right? What I found is a lot of these women put themselves in terrible situations. They associate themselves, they entertain the wrong men, and then complain about it. Like, you're out here. I know we've overused the whole Pookie and Ray Ray term, like, we overuse it all the time. But you go out and you see this man, his pants are way below his ass. He probably doesn't have a real job. He's inconsistent. He's all these red flags. And then you go on the internet and you complain about this same guy that you chose, the guy that you know, because of all these red flags, he's not going to make you feel secure. He's not going to provide. Matter of fact, he asked you for $5 for parking at the dinner. Okay, so like, he wasn't going
Buying them
to do you.
cigarettes.
Exactly. You know he wasn't gonna do nothing. And then now you come and talk about some, oh, I can't submit to no man and I can't do this. I can bro, go find you I hate to say real men because they're all real, but get you like a man of substance, get you a man of value,
A man of
get you
substance.
somebody, okay? I'm
But
tired of
that's what we
women
were
coming
talking
here.
about yesterday. Y'all clearly don't want those men. Y'all don't want the men that
Okay,
got like
first of all,
that got
don't
work
y'all
tomorrow. Y'all don't
me.
want those men.
I don't know who these women are that you talking about, y'all. I don't know none of that. Cause listen, listen. That's why I had to
Right, because
back
I'm
out.
happy with my man.
Right. I had to
Sure.
back out of having these
I'm
conversations
gonna play
because
devil's advocate right quick.
oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate right quick. Okay. I was the type of female that felt like if a man was like a certain, certain caliber,
Hmm.
either I feel like I didn't have enough to offer him. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't have enough to offer him. I wasn't gonna be able to compare to him. He was just gonna, tell me what to do, this, that, and the third. I could very well had a nice life. But I choose to mess with somebody who didn't have shit and needed me, vice versa, didn't want me. You know what I'm saying? They needed me for something. They didn't want me per se. They wanted me because I had my house, I had a car, I mean, food. I'm stable. You know what I'm saying? So I was the type of female that will pass up a good dude and deal with Pookie, Ray Ray now. But here's my thing
Because
about that.
you needed to be needed.
I had to be in charge.
Okay, well,
I had my way. They did what I say do. It wasn't me listening to them. I had to be in control. I had to have the power. I had to be the masculine one in the relationship. Like if we get into it with somebody, I'm the first one swinging. That type of stuff.
oh
So
sis, yeah, I
what I
don't know
have
nothing about that
learned,
life.
see that what I'm saying? So when you got females that doesn't have like males with strong, what I'm saying, male presence in their life, you only go on what you see. So
Mm.
with
Right.
my family, my aunts and everybody, they was married, but guess what? All the husbands was honeydews. It was whatever the women said. So
Right.
with me growing up, I felt like that's how I was supposed to go.
Right.
So now being grown and having boys, raising them to be men, I had to check myself like, hold up. Because I wouldn't dare want a female treat my son the way I treat men.
Right.
So I had to check myself. And I also have learned that being that I done dealt with toxic men and ain't shit men, I don't carry that baggage to the next relationship. Like whatever I went through it. I'm not finna take it on to the next and feel like, oh, he ain't shit. You got to, how I put it.
And that's so true because I mean, at
Right.
one point in time, that's how it was for me, and not because I didn't have great, like, strong male presence in my upbringing, but it came from my self esteem, my worthiness. Like, unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
in grade school and stuff, I got picked on a lot, so that kind of messed with my confidence and self esteem. But as I got older, when it came to men, like you said, when I met a man of a certain caliber, I was just like, oh no, what you want?
Right.
Oh, you trying to do a one night stand because you couldn't possibly want me? Like I'm like not worthy enough. I'm not deserving enough. I'm not like what you need me to
Mm-hmm.
be. But I had to unlearn
Mm-hmm.
that because that was
Hmm.
something
Right.
that was instilled into me due to my environment, due to me getting into my own head. So once I did
Mm-hmm.
surround myself with positive women, once I did surround myself with just more positive thoughts and everything like that, and understanding myself, I learned that, baby, I'm like worthy of whatever I desire. I'm desiring
Mm-hmm.
it because I'm worthy of it.
Right.
But
Right.
Yeah.
Auntie,
Yeah,
this see,
there's a lot of trauma that's behind a lot of these conversations that we're having. And even though we like to yell at each other, go to therapy, nobody's really actually, well, let me not say nobody, because actually a lot of people are going and they're getting the help they need, but a lot more of us need to go. No, I talk to people on here that are going, and you can see changes in how they think and how they approach different situations. So at least I'm seeing the change, and I do think that there needs to be more of us. But Mad Lady, what you were saying before, it's really important to identify toxic environments when we are in it, or when we are, surrounding
Mm-hmm.
ourselves with it. Because what you talked about, you said a term, mildew. Is that what you said?
honeydew.
About the honeydew, sorry,
Honeydew.
honeydew. So I'm West African, right? The way it's broken down, as far as like the women being in power, quotation marks, and like you'll hear a lot of people when we have these conversations, they'll say, well, in Africa there's a matriarch, there's this, there's that. That's because people don't really understand. Men have the authority, but women have the power. When we are in our natural roles, the man leads. And sorry, Ivory, I thought it was Mildred. The man leads, right? And he does all that. He provides, he protects, he does all those things. But a woman that's in her femininity, that's chilling and doing what she's supposed to do in her natural roles, she runs the house. Like, I come from a traditional home. My mom runs this shit, man. But my dad is like the face of the family, but he does not take a step without talking to my mom. And she's very submissive to him. Nothing goes like everything that we go through, she's like, oh, we got to check in with dad, we got to do this. But guess what? He makes all the big decisions, and he don't make no decisions without talking to her. She has the power. Like,
I've not
and
seen
it's
that
so funny
ever
that
with
we fight this,
my
because
family members.
ladies, you have the power. When you submit, he ain't gonna do nothing without talking to you. It doesn't matter how many bills he paid, it doesn't matter what's going on. You are in power. I don't know why y'all
Mm-hmm.
fighting it. Like, it's
And
that's
right.
that's
I
why I
tell
had to pull
folks all
myself
the
out
time,
of these
like,
conversations, because y'all just, I feel like you're just throwing away a good thing. But go ahead, man,
mm-hmm.
lady.
So like they think being submissive is a bad thing. Like
Right.
it's new to me, but I have found so much peace. Like I don't have to argue if I don't have to make all the decisions. You know, when I was with other dudes, it was whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. Now I be like,
Right.
hey baby, you want, saying, what you think about XYZ? It's a plan. Everything is a plan in motion. Like it's structured. Like one time in my life I could say I have structure.
Right.
So it's not a bad thing. And if you respecting each other, I have respect for him from jump. He has respect for me. So if I'm following his lead, I'm just following his lead. That's even if we trailing each other in cars. I'm a follow him. If we in a
Right.
car riding together and I'm telling him to go this way, he gonna tell me stop doing that. I'm
Yeah.
driving. It's those little things that I had to learn being this old, and wish I would have ran across a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't endure so much difficult things I have endured in my life. So
Yeah.
I'm
But
peaceful.
Auntie, see how you said you grew up, you grew up seeing like woman damn near like overpower men. I don't think that's I don't, and you know how Lotus said she saw some of that too. I honestly don't think that's the case for like a lot of women that's like in my age demographic. Like I just think it's just like a rebellious thing. They like they're just so empowered that they like how they've never been empowered before. And
Mm-hmm.
when especially early in our mid 20s and stuff, when they're working and they're getting their own money and they're traveling and things like that, they you know
Mm-hmm.
they have that epiphany
They
moment.
let that go to their head though.
Yeah, and
They
that's
let
what
that
I'm
go to their head,
saying. But
and then
they
they want to
have that
belittle their
epiphany
man
moment where
because just because you got all this going on, you know what I'm saying? Let's say the man in that sport as smart as the woman, but y'all come together on a different level. Like your mindset ain't got nothing to do with his education and your education. Your money is what you make, and his money is what he make. Women had
Yeah.
this thing to where they want, they're on this pedestal. Oh, I got this many degrees. I make this many figures a year. This, that, and the third. Da, da, da. But do
Right.
you
They
know how
don't
to
care
love?
about that.
Do you know how to love though? And do you know how to receive love? Because if you throwing your money out there, all you doing is buying a man, pretty much.
And men
So
don't care
I'm just
about
saying,
that. They don't care. And I know this is a sore spot for a lot of women, but really, men don't care about how many degrees you got.
you know,
They don't care how much money you got in their account. They don't care about that. Like, they are waking up and constantly every single day telling us they don't care about that.
I'm gonna
And
tell you a
yet we
quick little
lead with
story.
it.
My dude, like the dude that I'm with now, he's like a dude like I never been before. Like I'm submissive to him. Any other dude, if they tell him, oh, man, lady, she gonna fight back. He gonna fight back with who? I'm a whole different person. This man had to literally take me down because, like, take me down a notch because I don't know if he felt like I'm not the type to feel like I'm more than anybody or whatever, but I ain't like that. But that's the perception he got of me. He was like, look, I don't care about you being pretty. I don't care about none of that. If you don't know how to treat me, I go get a bitch that's butt ugly. Long as she know how to treat me. And he broke up with me because I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, stop, wait, let's take this over because that's not what I'm trying to do. But he was like, I don't care about your looks. I don't care about what you got. None of that. If you don't know how to treat me and respect me, then I don't want to deal with you. Straight up. I cry like a little baby. I ain't lying. I cry like a baby. But
Yeah,
that
because
made me
and
all
realize, okay, you doing too
everybody.
much. What's up, Beta?
hey Vada.
Bada.
Vada,
So
so Vada, tell me, do you agree? Let me just let me play what she said one more time for everybody, just one more time, so we can
May I,
all be on
Noble,
the
may
same
I say
page.
something real quick and I'm gonna
Go
hop
ahead,
down.
go ahead.
And KS or KE in the comments said, "Why are we putting all the burden on women?" It's not about putting burden on women, like on women specifically. When I come on this app, I see a lot of women talking about these conversation and talking about the things that they are upset with within the our community and the dynamics between men and women. And I'm a woman, I'm not a man, so I can't really talk about how men operate.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm addressing the women. Their life will be a
Right.
lot easier if they just kind of just chill and do what they got to do. Especially listening to the men that they want to date and what those men want. That's the most important thing. But that's all I got to say, y'all. Thank you for letting me up, Noble. It's always a pleasure. Ladies, y'all have a good night.
so
All right, so
I was in a live early and we had a conversation with a few men and I made the statement that a lot of men are standoffish and not willing to just jump into relationships because they've been hurt. They experienced their first heartache from a female. Men don't know how to let that go easily. They don't know how to let that go. Women, we process it a little better, but men, you hurt a man, it take them a minute to get over it.
shit, I agree with you, but
I can agree.
I only been hurt like that one time. That can't happen to me again unless it's by a woman that have my kids. But
I mean,
anybody else, anybody else is not gonna go like that. It's not gonna
there's a
go like
lot of
that.
these men on here right now yelling about bees not being nothing. Somebody broke their heart. Like generally, whatever you hear somebody yelling about the loudest is the biggest issue, either the biggest issue, the last issue, or the worst issue they had. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I
But
think
about it,
we're doing a number on each other
do you agree with what my auntie said in that video, or do you disagree, and why or why not?
about the fact that women will
They
submit
have more
to.
respect and reverence for, like, their supervisors and the work husband and the pastor than they be having for like their own man sometimes.
I could see that. Um, I think maybe my reasoning may be different
That's why we're here to
because
talk about it. So what do you
what I
think?
see, what I see, like in general on this app, is a lot of hurt that is masked as anger, right? And so, first, and like to Matt Lady's credit, what she just said about her man, he basically said he wasn't doing that with her, and her choice was to get down or lay down, right? Now, if
Mm-hmm.
you don't trust the man that you're with to lead you, I don't think you should be with him. If there's so much hurt and misery in there that you guys will never be good, I don't think you should be there.
Talking to me?
Um, hmm?
You talking to
No,
me?
I mean in
Oh,
general.
oh.
I was giving the example of you saying your man basically told you you're gonna get down or lay down, but we're not gonna do this that way no more. Which
He
is
told me
how,
was no matter how I look, this, that, and the third, I'm not gonna treat him no any type of way.
yeah,
Meaning I did something to make him feel a way.
yeah.
So you
So
gon'
it
you
was.
gon' respect him or he gon' go. Yeah, that's what get down or
Mhm.
lay down mean. Basically, it's just a hood term for it.
Rob, please come up here, Rob. Go ahead,
Like
Vada. Go
you
ahead.
Okay.
either we're either gonna deal with each other or we not. We gonna deal with each other amicably or we not gonna deal with each other. That's what it means. Basically, um. But anyway, back to it. There is a natural order, and if I'm honest, you generally fall into those roles unless there's something keeping you from it. Like, when I encounter masculinity, I always bend to it, right? Like, it's just the natural way to go. If he's leaning forward, like I'm the yin and yang. Um, it's so natural that most women don't even know they're doing it. If they're fighting against it, it's because they're fighting against something else or they have trust issues for past reasons. Another reason why you don't get into relationships until you've healed yourself, because you could be ruining like the best thing that happened to you because the worst thing that happened to you happened, but he's good, he's out living, and now you're going to be miserable or harm this man that could be your forever person
But
off of
baby,
something that
baby,
he did.
but the question was, the question was
I know the
about
question.
how women would listen to their pastor and their supervisor on their job, other men in authority, but won't listen to their significant other or spouse.
I know the question. I heard you.
Okay, well, I'm
But
not understanding what you're saying.
what I said was that I agree that that can happen sometimes, and then I went into the reasons why. Um,
I missed that.
well, let me just check. Noble, you want me to change my line of questioning, or you good, or who running it right now? I guess
Ain't nobody running. I
let's
was
get
asking a
that.
question.
Well, no, you were making a statement and asking me to revamp
What state?
my response
Because I'm
is
trying
what
to
you were doing.
understand. That's why I asked. I just was trying to understand where you was going with it, baby. That's all.
Go ahead, Vada. Go ahead.
So where I'm going with it is that yes, these situations happen, and they happen for numerous reasons. Generally, they stem from hurt or mistrust. If you, so your pastor, right? Like he's representing God, and you're supposed to put all your trust in God, right? So you'll listen to him. Your job, you need a paycheck from them. And so, of course, you'll listen to them. You know what I mean? The relationship is the only place that's purely emotional for a woman.
Okay,
And
so
that's how it can happen.
if the relationship is the only place that's emotional, if the job isn't emotional, if the job could let you go tomorrow, if the job could like lay you off tomorrow and just like replace you, then why are you having so much emotion for the job? Like why are you having so much emotion for Workday? Like if every time if 9 out of 10 times when you are talking to the pastor, he's asking you or saying things to like indicate that you should like give more money. Like, how you not picking up on that?
Now, for me, I don't trust no church to pass around more than one collection plate. Like, I just don't. I don't trust a church that passed to drive a Bentley, or any of the above. Um, it is, if I'm honest, I believe this because, like I said, there's something intrinsically given. So when you do what the pastor say, you think you're getting closer to heaven. When you do what your boss say, you feel like you're having job security. Even though, like you said, like if you pass away at your desk, somebody gonna be in their seat tomorrow. And
Right.
people aren't thinking about that. Um, Now, I would say if we change the word maybe to order, maybe a lot more women would be, and just because of the semantics of it. Because I do believe in order. I do believe that you're never just supposed to be shooting from the hip, and that's nothing you do in life. Like you have to have a plan. So knowing who does what, who's responsible for what, that makes life so much easier. But also you can get a lot farther with your mate being softer than you can. Like, coming at them with that aggression. And I've noticed that even at work, though, because I work with men mostly, and mostly black men. I have a black male boss, and I can get whatever I need as long as it's requested in a certain way. But that aggression offends men. Just like what I call like men acting feminine offends me as a woman.
You said your aggression offends them.
Uh, Aggression offends men, and on the counter side of that, like a large amount of feminine energy from a man offends a woman. That's why the first thing they go to is calling them like a woman or a bee when they get upset.
Okay. So what's the so like what's the salute? So are you for a woman doing that though, or do you think they should be doing that, or do you think they should not be doing that overall?
No, I think that you get a lot further being a lady than you would operating in other capacities. And I've even noticed that just in changing my approach to things. But also, I think the thing is when a man tells you what he will and won't accept, you will either get down or lay down. If what he's bringing to your life is what you want, and he's telling you that I'm not accepting XYZ, then X, Y, and Z is going to be gone.
Shit. Well, okay. Thank you then, Vada. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, you have a good night.
You